Crossface Cradle, this is my #1 attack. It's the best move imaginable in my mind, all right? And a couple things that I always did, little technique things that really helped me out. You know, everybody, I remember being a kid and thinking, what are the secret little things that nobody's teaching us? Well, I'm gonna try to teach you some of the secret little things, all right? It's not just crossface, lock the hands and turn them over, all right? So one of the secret little things I always like to do if I'm starting off on this left side, I'm gonna use my right leg. I'm just gonna hook this ankle. I like this. It keeps him a little bit, you know, from crawling away and getting away from me. I can still keep my hips on top of them. Eventually what we're gonna go over is how to throw a leg in from here and turn them based on them defending the crossface cradle. But I like to start here. My pressure's on. Now I go underneath the arm and I attack this wrist. All right? Once I get this wrist, I just do a quick flex of my elbow. Just chicken winging, right? I get this wrist real strong, chicken wing this up, and it kind of brings his tricep and his shoulder a little bit closer to his head. Makes it a little bit easier to lock this crossface up tighter, all right? Otherwise, if I'm here and I'm just trying to do this, I'm doing this stuff, he can just bring that arm in, all right? I don't want to do that. If I come in here, he can't bring that arm in at all right? And I'm much stronger here to just be able to pop this elbow up, all right? So once I get this elbow up, coming across that crossface, right across the eyeball and bridge of the nose, and I lock up kind of in between the tricep and the elbow here, all right? And then I pull this in. It's a really important little technique piece to it. Pull this underneath here, and I keep this leg hooked, all right? Now, turn your left hip down. All right, so here's what we're doing. So I'm gonna take my right hand, turn this a little bit. All right? I'm gonna post right behind his knee, all right? Now I'm not grabbing it, I'm not gonna try to bring his knee to his head because his leg is strong. I do a lot of arm workouts, but it doesn't matter. His leg is always gonna be stronger than my arm is. So I'm not gonna try and fight it, all right? I'm gonna plant my hand in the mat like I'm trying to push it 3 feet deep, all right? So I'm planting my hand in the mat. It's going right there. Now from here, this is where it's gonna hurt him a little bit, all right? Cradles look like they don't hurt, but if you're doing them right, it hurts a lot, all right? So I'm keeping my pressure on, but what I'm doing here is I'm gonna plant my left foot in the mat, and I'm gonna kind of bend it backwards a little bit. That hurts a bit, huh? A little bit, all right. So you bend it backwards a little bit. What that does is it's human nature. When something hurts, you stop thinking about whatever else is going on, and you start thinking about what it is that hurts, all right? So once I bend him back a little bit, naturally he's gonna stop fighting this cradle a little bit more, and then I can all of a sudden run his head to his knee. Now here's where I'm locking up, all right? Now, a couple schools of thought. I mean, at some point, however you can get your fingers locked, you want them locked. But I'm of the belief that this is the strongest lock possible and most difficult one to break, therefore the best, all right? Now, if you have to get here first, or if you have to get here first or something in order to eventually get to this, go ahead and do it. But this is the toughest lock, and it allows you to do things like this with your elbows, making it even tighter, all right? Very, very hard to break this lock. Thumbs in here, as if you don't have any fingers at all. You just put them all together, one over the other, lock it up, all right? So now I'm back here, I get this lock. This is where it becomes really easy for me and very painful for him. I go my hip to hip, and I'm falling backwards, boom. Now we're not done here. Now we got him in the cradle, obviously we're gonna get our points, but here's where we secure the fall. I'm gonna put my head in his temple, and my bottom knee right in his ribs. Not in his ribs really, but the soft spot in between the hip and the rib cage, right here where it's nice and soft. I'm gonna lock this in, and then I'm gonna pull it in here. It flattens out his shoulders real nicely, all right? We walked over a lot of little things, so I'm gonna go through them slowly, well, relatively quickly, but I'm gonna walk them. Right, under the arm, flex that elbow up, crossface the tricep, plant behind this knee right here, bend it back, bring them in, lock hands, hip to hip, knee in the side, bend the temple, squeeze. All right? That's what we're gonna start with today. Does anyone have any questions specific?